Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my live. How is everyone doing? I appreciate you guys for coming over. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna wait for some more you guys to come into the live. Hello, Sonia. Hello, hello, hello. As you come in, please hit the thumbs up button, please, and thank you. Turn this down some. Yeah, yesterday I decided to take me a day off. I took me a day off yesterday. We played a little hooky. So yesterday I decided to take me a day off. I was playing a little hooky yesterday because I have a whole 30 days to get going. But we're gonna have a good conversation tonight. We're gonna have drinks in the chat tonight, so we're gonna have a good conversation. We're gonna have drinks in the chat tonight. Let me know what y'all drinking. All right. And as you come in, please hit the thumbs up button, please, and thank you. All right, so I decided to do a different thumbnail this time. Just try to give some color to it and put some names and things like that, or who we're gonna be talking about instead of putting pictures all the time. So I decided just to put the names. So we're gonna be talking about Cardi B and Ra Ali. Now these women are grown; they have kids. I think Riley is still married. Cardi B, she's still married even though she's going through a divorce. You got to grow up sometime and act like grown women. Now, Riley is in a wheelchair. What the heck is Riley gonna do? Um, so I kind of was figuring, why would she shoot a speaker at Riley? But that happened a long time ago. You could have just let that win, Cardi. But now I'm hearing that y'all remember when Nicki and Cardi supposed to have a fight, and that lump was on Cardi's head. So they trying to say that Riley shot a shooter. She the one to hit uh, Cardi in the head with something. That was a long time ago. Y'all got kids. Y'all grown. This is how y'all handle adult things. I'm like, oh my god, I can't, I cannot. Um, so we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Melody. Melody said that she had a incident with a ethnic F ninja while she's at the gas station with Mariah, Bounce Baby and Sugar Mama. She trying to go in the gas station. Somebody was in her F boy, BAN boy, we call him a boy, was in her way. She said, "Excuse me," and he wanted to start a whole commotion, talking about somebody being disrespectful. So Melody had to call Jason because, we're gonna get into that. But these are how these men act now. If you even try to be polite, you don't want to talk to nobody. What's wrong with that? If you in my way and I say, "Excuse me," what is the problem? If I'm walking, you say, "Hey," my name is not Hey. You still instead of trying to talk to me, I'm married or I got a man. You still talking crazy. So what's the problem? What is wrong with some of these men? I remember one time I had a whole McDonald's or shake through at my car because I didn't want to talk to somebody. So these men are crazy. If you don't want to talk to them, some men are shooting stuff at your car, shooting stuff at you, start talking crazy to you. So Melody, she had like a little story time of what happened to her. When, she had, just her and the girls, they was going into the gas station. So she even had to call Jason and Tank. So we're going to talk about that. Yeah, she had the kids with her. She had Mariah, Boss Baby, and Sugar Mama with her. They was having like a little spa day. Melanie, just her and her girls, her girls just gonna have a little spa day. So the man was in her walkway, and she said, "Excuse me," but Melanie is on vacation right now. So a lot of people don't, probably don't recognize who she is or whatever. But we're gonna talk about that. We got some more Black history. I got like 2 or 3 Black history things I want to go over y'all with. Because y'all think the stuff that the orange man is doing now, Y'all think that this just all of a sudden happened, the stuff that he's doing now? Oh, we had another president that acted like this, which was Jackson, the one that's on the $20 bill. He doing the same stuff that the orange man is doing now. So he's doing the same thing, just New Year. Y'all think Barack Obama is the first black president we ever had? No, it was another man, John. And this man was darker. But they don't want us to know that, so they wiped that on out the history books. Never put them on any type of money or anything like that. They didn't want people to know that. So we're gonna talk about that too. Um, who else we talking about? Peter Thomas finally turned himself in, guys. He's in jail now, so he finally turned himself in. Because we were wondering, like, they said Peter Thompson had, time to do, and why is he not in jail? He's in jail now. He turned himself in. So they didn't say when he's going to be getting out, but he's in federal prison right now. So Peter has turned himself in. So that's a good thing. He has turned himself in. What else we talking about today? So we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. I like incorporating Black history into the commentary now. Also, we're gonna be talking about the top commenter. This young lady has commented a lot. Sound check, Annette. She's my top commenter. So we're gonna talk about her. Give her a shout out. Who else we talking about? Portia. Portia has her house up for sale. Her actual house, the one that her mother was living in. So she has it up for sale for 1.8. But that makes sense because if her mother stays in that house, or she gave it to her mother, but now Portia's selling it, that would make sense for Portia to sell that house, and her mother can come over there and stay with her because that's a big house for just her and PJ to stay in. So that would make sense for her mother just to move over there. Just saying. So we're going to be talking about that as well. All right, guys, we're almost at our 10-minute mark. Hello, Deborah Randall, my T Simper. Hello, hello, hello. Let me come on camera, y'all. All right, guys. So that makes sense as well for her to go ahead and sell the house. And let her mama come over there, and that could be money for the house. Let's see what else. Hey, Deborah, where you been? I ain't seen you in a while. Yeah, so that would make sense for her to come over there and stay with Portia and PJ. That would make sense. So if she can get the 1.8 for the house, that's a come up, because I think they said she paid 1.6 for the home. So that would be a come up. Let's see, what else we talking about? We almost at the 10-minute mark, guys. Hello, Laura C. Jones, my T Simper. Hello, hello, hello. So, okay, guys, so we're going to get into it. We're almost at the 10-minute mark, so give me just a second. Let me get my clips up. Okay, well, I'm glad you were able to catch one of my lives here. Can y'all hear me now? Let me know if y'all can hear me. So we're going to be talking about also Deion Sanders and Carucci. Do y'all think Deion Sanders is too old for Carucci? Because she don't have no kids, y'all. But you know he had the bladder surgery and he took his sperm out and put it in the bank. I guess he asked her maybe down the line if she wants some kids. But sir, that girl is the same age as your kids. Just saying. Just saying, y'all. Just saying. All right, guys, we're past the 10-minute mark. Let me get my banners up here. All things said on this channel are alleged and in my very own opinion. It's for entertainment purposes only. I do not own the rights to any clips or any music that you may hear. Fair use, fair use. Also, Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Fair use, fair use, fair use. All right, guys. So we're going to start off with if you got kids or grandkids and things like that. This is why I don't let my daughter go over nobody's house. This is the prime reason. And me and my daughter bump heads about this all the time. It's okay that I can know the mother and the dad. That still don't make a difference. You know, people come to their house, and just because a mom and dad act nice towards me when I see them out or whatever, and we talk, conversate, that don't mean nothing, guys. You can still have perverts. So this brings me to this story right here, where it's not safe. It wasn't even safe back when I was growing up. Y'all know about the whatever goes on in this house, keep it in the house, all that. So that we had that there, right? So now we have people doing all type of shit. That's why I do not let my daughter do fucking sleepovers at nobody's house. Okay? Because of this right here. But they took the daddy to jail. Why didn't the mama go to jail? The mama was the one taking the pictures. So we finna get into this, y'all. And I want y'all to also comment in the chat of what y'all think. And also tonight is drinks in the chat. I'm going to be having some wine. I'm going to have wine tonight. And let me know what y'all having in the chat as well. But we're going to listen to this as to why y'all people should not let their kids go over people's house. I'm not doing no sleepover at my house, and my daughter ain't doing no sleepover at nobody else's house. This is the very reason why. Because some of these mamas is sick themselves, okay? Some of the mamas are sick. So give me just a second here. Remember, I said some of these mamas are sick too. This is why those sleepovers are a hard no.
I've seen the viral video of the mom that's upset because her 11-year-old daughter went to a sleepover and the parents of the little girl whose party it was recorded her daughter in the shower to be and you can go to her page and see the whole story. I'll give you her username. So to be exact, to clarify it now, this was a family that they knew and trusted. Okay, she trusted the mom. The mom is a nurse. Okay, the mom of the girl who had the party is a nurse, and she recorded this lady's 11-year-old daughter in the shower and also sent a text message to her boyfriend saying, I got a surprise for you, with the video or whatever. So the boyfriend has been charged on 20-something counts of child PORN. But the mom, this nurse, is still chilling, hanging out free. That's why I say these damn sleepovers are a no. At this point, it's rude to even have them and invite people to them. Okay? Period. Her username is ATW26 if you want to go to her page and get the whole story. This is horrible.
So
Have y'all seen the viral video of the mom that's upset because her 11-year-old daughter uh, went to a sleepover and the parents of the little girl whose party it was recorded her daughter in the shower to be and you can go to her page and see the whole story. I'll give you her username. So to be exact, to clarify it now, all the little this was a family that they knew and trusted. Okay, she trusted the mom is a nurse. Okay, the mom of the girl who had the party is a nurse, and she recorded this lady's 11-year-old daughter in the shower and also sent a text message to her boyfriend saying, I got a surprise for you, with the video or whatever. So the boyfriend has been charged on 20 something counts of child PORN. But the mom, this nurse, is just still just chilling, hanging out free. That's why I say these damn sleepovers are a no. At this point, it's rude to even have them and invite people to them. Okay, period. Her username is ATW26. If you want to go to her page and get the whole story, this is horrible.
now, how do y'all feel about letting y'all kids or grandkids go to sleepovers, or even having one at your house? You know, I think people think, okay, this is a two-parent household or one-parent household, whatever. Why would a mother, a nurse, be taking a picture of one of her daughter's friend while in the shower? Why would you do that? Why would you, first of all, why would you be even in the bathroom? Why are you in the bathroom with her? Do that make any sense for you to go in the bathroom and of your daughter's friend? I'm sure she took her towel and everything in the bathroom when she went in there. I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the chat as to why would you go in the bathroom and take a picture of this young lady, 11-year-old, and then send it and tell your boyfriend you got a surprise for him and send him a picture of a little girl. Unless y'all like kids or something, allegedly. Who does this? And now that I'm a adult, and my mom would always say, "Nope, you cannot spend the night at nobody's house." It was always no, because I had my sister. She's a year younger than me. She's no, we could never spend the night at nobody's house. But one time we got lucky. My mom talked to the lady for about 3 hours, and this lady had no man or anything in her house. It was just her and her daughters. She had about 5 daughters, and she was having a sleepover. So my mom talked to her, and I'll never forget her. The lady, my friend mother name was Sunshine. So she finally let us go, and everything went good. Nothing bad happened. She didn't have no man over nothing, but it took a long time. We were just begging, and we got to go. But that was it. No more. But no more. We couldn't go. And I do this to my daughter right now. No, you cannot spend the night on nobody's house. No. It's dangerous out here. You can't let your kids spend the night on nobody's house nowadays. It's some weirdos out here. And just because you see the parents maybe at the school and have small talk with them, or they're a married couple, you have small talk with them, that doesn't mean nothing, guys. People can still be weirdos. Perfect example. If y'all remember, I covered, I think it was down south where the girl that they were like 15 or so. The girls was having a sleepover for her birthday, and the mother's boyfriend was controlling the daughter and the mom. So when the girls went over there for the sleepover, the mom and the daughter were getting abused. And so when the next day, when it was time for the girls to come home, they were calling them on their cell phone and everything. No answer, no answer, no answer. No answer. They went in the house. There were the man had made all type of makeshift things where he chained them up to like beds, chained them up to like some type of 4x4. He had rugged them and everything. And all the girls who went over there to that party, all the cell phones. So the mother parents was calling the cell phone and everything. All the cell phone they were found in a bowl. He had put them up in a bowl and put them in the cabinet. So I guess he had rugged them and things like that. And he got the girl to fool all her friends to come over there so he could sexually assault them. And some of them, I don't think they found them. Some of them were unalived. So it doesn't matter if you know the mother or the father. People have weird stuff going on in their house. Weird stuff going on in the house. Now, if you on the outside, you don't know what's going on the inside. You drop the child off, can have a play date and stuff like that. You don't know what's going on in the inside. So just be careful out here. And like I said, nowadays, right now, the world we live in right now, I wouldn't let my kids know. They're not even going on people's house for a couple hours. My daughter and stuff, and I try to tell my other son that's 20 and stuff like that, you got to watch your surroundings all the time. All the time. And my daughter. And these girls are so bad here too. They're getting younger and younger where they'll fool they could be jealous of your daughter or anything, or your son, fool them out somewhere and all of them jump on them and do stuff to them. You got to watch that too. And it's not just 15 to 16. There's 13 and 14-year-old kids that are doing this stuff. So you have to watch your surroundings at all times. And I'll tell my daughter, if they don't want to be friends with you, that's fine. Keep it moving. So you got to talk to your kids like that. So like I said, y'all, you got to just watch your kids and your grandkids nowadays. And I'm going to follow up on this story because if the mother was the one that sent the boyfriend or the dad the pictures, he gets charged, and she's a nurse. Why does she get charged or not? Why is she not in jail? Why is she still at the house chilling? That's what I want to know. Why is she still at the house chilling and didn't go to jail at all? But he getting charged. That makes no sense to me. None. So moving on, we're going to talk about Melanie Shari, guys. So y'all know Melanie and the 4-piece Nuggets are on a vacation. So she does have Jason with her, Miss Vanna's with her. But, because they're on vacation, she gave Jason like 4 hours off, to go do what he wanted to do. So she thought it would be, a good idea for her, Mariah, Boss Baby, and Sugar Mama to just have a girls' day and do a spa. So they went to the spa. They had a good time. But Melanie, she likes to stop afterwards at this gas station. She wanted to get some snacks. So Mariah and Melody and, Boss Baby, then they get out the car getting ready to go in the gas station. Now, take in mind, she gave Jason 4 hours off. So Tank then went with Jason. So, to do God stuff. So she got Mariah and them, and then Tank goes with Jason to do God stuff or whatever. And so she's getting ready to go in a store. And y'all know how men is. If they want to try to talk to you or something like that, they'll do stuff to get your attention. So Melanie walking, her and the girls, the man at the gas station gets in her way. Like how you walk and get in your crosswalk, in your path. So Melanie did say, excuse me, and try to go around him or whatever. So Melanie in the store getting her stuff or what have you, and the Boss Baby them and all them getting their stuff. And I guess the dude felt like Melanie should have talked to him or what have you. So I guess he's walking around in the store saying something like, people are disrespectful, people are rude, and things like that. Now, if you on my crosswalk and I'm trying to get through or get past you, and I say, excuse me, that's good enough, I thought. So I guess he didn't like that. I guess he probably wanted to talk to Mel or something, and Mel wasn't going. You know how spoiled to be out in front of the fucking gas station trying to talk to you, and you telling him that I got a man, or sometimes you keep walking, but usually if you keep walking, people is crazy. They'll start shooting stuff at you, acting a fool. So you just, calmly, go around them or say, excuse me, or say, something like I'm married, something just so they won't, they'll leave you alone. Usually they will, but some of them won't. They're very persistent. So he was in the store saying something, saying that she was rude or something to that effect. Melanie was saying on her story time that she was rude. So Melanie had to call Jason and Tank to come to that gas station. But by that time, Mariah, her oldest daughter, was already calling the police, telling them where she was at. And because they had got, worried, her oldest. And so Melanie said that she had told she had got on the phone and told the police that they didn't have to come because she has a retired police officer that is her bodyguard that's on his way. But the police still came. And the other dude that was with him took off. So it was two of them. The other dude took off. But by that time, Jason had got there and the police had got there and everything. And then Boss Baby and them, they smart. It's like, well, what if he was just trying to get you agitated, mama, to probably try to kidnap us, to like get your attention off of us to try to kidnap, us. But Mariah had already called the police on him. Mariah was on it. So, and the kids are smart. Those kids, like, he could have been trying to get your attention to try to kidnap us. So those kids, they know Melanie didn't train them. So they start thinking fast. One was calling the police, and the other one, Boss Baby and Sugar Mama already on point. Like, okay, we're gonna stay close to our mama because we don't know if this man trying to distract her or from trying to kidnap her, trying to kidnap us. So they already on point. Mariah on the phone, and the other kids staying close because they don't know what the hell going on. But Jason got there, in time, and the police came. But see, I like that for kids to be aware of what's going on. What's going on and things like that. They are aware of what's going on. And that's good. And some kids would be in the store playing and this and that, but they took heed to that, okay, somebody messing with mama. Okay, Mariah calling the police or whatever. And maybe he just trying to distract mama. Maybe they trying to kidnap us. That's what they probably thinking in their mind. So they gonna stay close to mama. Now we ain't gonna wander off and maybe get us something to drink and some chips. We gonna stay close to mama this time because we don't know what this weirdo doing. But luckily, everything went okay, and police got there to see what was on his mind. So that went good. I'm glad nothing had happened. Everything went good. But you got weird people out here, I'm telling you. Some people can't stand rejection, guys. Some people can't stand it. And a lot of men too. And y'all see more and more on the news where women are really trying to get out of bad situations. And men are coming back, powering them and the kids. We just had one here in Milwaukee. The lady was breaking up with him. She told him he got to get his stuff and go. He powed her and the child. The lady, she was number 25 years old. My son is older than her. He's 30. Powed her and the child because she no longer wanted to be with him. So you got to be careful in both instances. But see, this is another thing, guys. You know how we got the men that think they so cool, they can get whoever they want, all this and that. But people say, well, you should know your mate. Yeah, you're not going to completely ever know 100% of your mate or somebody, whoever you're dealing with, okay? People that we wouldn't think wouldn't do nothing like that, they will do it. So people can snap, right? People can snap. That you like, oh no, he wouldn't do nothing like that, but we don't know. We don't know what people can do. We don't know. They might have never did nothing like that in their life, but some people can't take that they're losing their family. Their family to them, and they just snap. So we got to be very mindful of that. You know, and people like, would never think that this person would do that, but people can snap. Not just men, women can too. So we got to be mindful of that. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. You said, thank God male babies are smart and aware. Yes, they were on it. Drinking Tito's and cranberry juice with a shot of tequila. Okay. So I tried to make me a French 75, but I didn't have no champagne. The French 75, it comes with gin, lemon juice, champagne, and a little bit of syrup and a lemon. So I just made up me a drink, some gin, some lemon juice, gin, lemon juice, and some orange juice in there. So I just made me a little drink, but I forgot to get the champagne. I love me a French 75. When I'm trying to be real sexy, I love a French 75. Yeah, so I like that, and I like my mango margaritas. I like tequila sunrise. I like that. Like sex on the beaches. So I like those too. I love apple martinis. So I like martinis too. I like little fruity drinks. Now, I've been hearing a lot about like the strawberry Hennessy, pineapple Hennessy, coconut Hennessy. So I'm gonna get me some. Because everybody's saying they're good. Now, I have stopped drinking brown liquor because it makes me. But they got all these different flavors. The strawberry, all these different flavors. Apple. So I'm gonna have to try that now. I'm gonna have to try them because I know Portia. She likes strawberry Hennessy. So I'm gonna have to try me some. You know. And I've been hearing people on YouTube. They've been drinking them too. The strawberry Hennessy, apple and pineapple Hennessy and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to try some. But I was gonna try some before because I think Linda Gamble said she's been drinking. I think it was a pineapple or the strawberry Hennessy. So I'm gonna have to get me some. Um, you said your daughter-in-law still don't allow the twins to sleep over anywhere. I don't allow mine, and my mom didn't allow me either. No, my mom, at one time we got to by the hair of our chinny chin chin. One time. It's dangerous out here. And it's just not for girls, it's boys too. Boys too, y'all. Y'all would be surprised. Y'all would be surprised. Men do stuff too. You said good job, Mariah. Hopefully her dad in the side sees and don't F with them. Right. Yeah, those babies are smart, y'all. Those babies are smart. Welcome, Audrey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Those kids they are so smart. They are so smart. And you're on vacation, you don't think nobody. Well, you know what, y'all, it's weirdos everywhere. And I'm a 70s child, so I was born in the 70s, and a lot of stuff that's going on right now, it just wasn't as bad. It was bad, but not like it is now. So we just got to be careful. And like my daughter, even though she's 13, getting ready to be 14 in October, like if we go in the store, I don't like her walking off, while I'm doing stuff because did y'all just see what happened in Walmart in Michigan? I think was that Michigan or whatever. That man was in Walmart trying to pow people, but the other one, kite people in Walmart. And just imagine if your kid's somewhere else looking at something, you in another place, you got to be trying to find your kid while somebody is running around the store a fight, trying to fight people. But y'all know what I mean. So when my oldest son was little, he's 30 now. When he was little, they used to have like an arcade game that you can play with in the store while your mom and shopping or whatever. So we had like me and my son used to have like a password. So if he's somewhere in the store and I'm shopping, he knew not to go with nobody unless they knew the password. So we had a little password, and I do that to all my kids. We got passwords. So they know I'm not going to send nobody to pick them up. I'm not going to ever to give somebody the password or anything like that. So we always had a password or what have you. And you can't do that now. People are either they powing in the store or trying to kite people in the store. So that's dangerous. So we gotta think about that, and you gotta be careful. And I usually, don't take my piece out with me. I try to keep it in my house, but I guess I'm gonna have to start bringing it out with me. You know, I really don't want to do that, but I will. Let's see. You said he took them to a water park, sign, and they had a lot of mosquito bites. He didn't put the kids no off or nothing on, or they if he was going to do that, he could have. Melanie could have sent her lavender and peppermint with them. He's so oh goodness. That's why we know who was running that relationship. Now Melanie, she makes sure when she go places like with water and things like that, she makes sure she put that peppermint or the lavender on them while they walking around and stuff. So Melanie makes sure she oil them down in that peppermint and lavender so they don't get mosquito bites. I don't blame you, Deborah. No sleepovers. No sleepovers, guys. I hate to be that way, and and I don't want my daughter to have no sleepover at my house either. I just don't want, not to, I was, I'm gonna watch the kids, but I just don't want that here, and I'm not gonna let them go nowhere. Now it's a nice sleepover stuff like that, but my nieces, and my nephew, they can probably come over, but I don't want to, everybody else kids, whatever. Just stay over there, you know, because it's dangerous out here, y'all. It's really, really dangerous. People house might look good on the outside, but what's going on in the inside? The people might be nice in your face, but what goes on after they not in your face? You don't know if these people got no shady past or what they got going on. And my daughter is thick. It's thick for her to be 13. My daughter's thick. So no, it's a no. But I hate to have an orange jumpsuit on because somebody do something to my daughter. So to prevent that, or my son, to prevent that, we just not gonna do that. You know, if you having a party with cake and ice cream at a open event, sure, I can bring her or what have you at some type of public place. That's fine. Then they do. Can we go? Can I go spend a night? No, ma'am. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. And that bothers kids for the rest of their life if that happens to them. They have problems. So to prevent that, if I can, I just keep my daughter at home, and I just don't do it. You said the kids got ate up by the mosquitoes, Deborah. I didn't see that. Now I see the thing where Melanie was talking about. She was putting peppermint and lavender on the kids when she had them. Y'all know. He ain't dealing with a full deck, and neither is coleslaw. They not dealing with a full deck, guys. They slow. Y'all know that. They don't put nothing on themselves. Now, before I did have the lavender and peppermint, I had off that I would take with me the mosquito stuff, and I would use that. These people are off. I don't know what's wrong with them, y'all. I don't. Um, all right, guys, we're gonna move on here, but Melanie is safe. They got to Jason came, security came, excuse me, the police came. So that was good. So, like I said, the other dude took off. So I did want to talk about narcissists, guys. I do want to talk about that. Now, y'all remember that movie Fences with Denzel Washington? Um, and he had went out and got another woman pregnant, right? He brought that baby back to that house, right? And I guess the woman must have passed away at childbirth. And she was saying, she ain't got no mama. Look, God forgive me. This woman had one child. He was a teenager. He was so hard on his son. And he was out. If y'all seen that movie Fences with Denzel Washington and Viola Davis, he was out. He had another woman that he was messing with. And he had got that woman pregnant. And it was like he was trying to justify him getting this woman pregnant. And that the woman somehow died during childbirth, right? So all the stuff that he was doing, saying to Viola, it was like a narcissist. And they pointed out the signs of people being narcissists. Like, allegedly, Martell is. He's a narcissist. There are a lot of men that are narcissists, guys. And we just try to fix them. And we know we can't. We know we can't. But we still try as women, try to fix people when we know we can't fix them. So I just wanted to show y'all that they put stuff in movies so that we'll know the different stuff, but we don't pay attention. So listen.
We ain't talking about baseball. We're talking about you going off and laying up with another woman and bringing it home to me. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about no baseball.
You're not listening to me. I'm trying to explain it to you the best way I know how. It's not easy for me to admit that I've been standing in the same place for 18 years.
Well, I've been standing with you. I've been right here with you, Troy. I got a life too. I gave 18 years of my life to stand in the same spot as you. Don't you think I ever wanted other things? Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about my life? What about me? Don't you think it ever crossed my mind to want to know other men, that I wanted to lay up somewhere and forget about my responsibilities, that I wanted someone to make me laugh so I could feel good? You're not the only one who's got wants and needs, but I held on to you, Troy. I took all my feelings, my wants and needs and dreams, and I buried them inside you. I planted a seed and watched and prayed over. I planted myself inside you and waited to bloom. It didn't take me no 18 years to realize the soil was hard and rocky and it was never gonna bloom. We ain't talking about baseball. We're talking about you going off and laying up with another woman and bringing it home to me. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about no baseball.
You're not listening to me. I'm trying to explain it to you the best way I know how. It's not easy for me to admit that I've been standing in the same place for 18 years.
Well, I've been standing with you. I've been right here with you, Troy. I got a life too. I gave 18 years of my life to stand in the same spot as you. Don't you think I ever wanted other things? Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about my life? What about me? Don't you think it ever crossed my mind to want to know other men, that I wanted to lay up somewhere and forget about my responsibilities, that I wanted someone to make me laugh so I could feel good? You're not the only one who's got wants and needs, but I held on to you, Troy. I took all my feelings, my wants and needs and dreams, and I buried them inside you.
So this is how narcissist man thinks. Hello, Carol. They think they try to do reverse psychiatrists on women. They'll try to reverse everything back on you. Now, what he said, he'd been standing in the same spot for 18 years. And she hung in there with him. And that's what women do. We try to fix them. We're hoping they're going to change, and they think that they're the only person that have hopes and dreams and things like that. But then you try to put everything into them and forget about yourself. Forget about yourself. And a lot of women do that. They try to build a man, called build a man. Okay, well, if I just do this or just do that, they're going to change. They're going to do this. They're not going to change. They're not going to change. Men change for the women that they want to change for. And just say you leave a man, and then just think about this. When they go on to go with another woman, all the things you wanted him to do, he's doing it in another relationship. So some women say, well, I built him up better for the next woman. And that is true. Sometimes that all the stuff you were telling him, he didn't do it in a relationship with you because he didn't want to do it. But then when he got with the other woman, he did it because that's the woman he wanted to do it for. So they'll do stuff for the woman they want to be with. Okay? And sometimes, we don't hold their foot to the fire and they'll walk all over you. But then they get with another woman, they hold their foot to the fire and they gonna let them walk over there and they'll hold another they'll change man. Then, they'll hold their changed man, or it's always you. It's never them. They never take accountability for nothing that they do. They never say they sorry. They don't want accountability for nothing. But then when you finally say, okay, enough is enough, you don't walk off and you like, okay, this is it. You didn't had it. You don't want them no more. All of a sudden now they want to change. They want to change. They want to do right. They want to get the help and counseling that they need when you walk out that door. It's too late. Because always remember, a woman leaves you in their mind first. Leave you in the mind first. Then their heart go. And once that heart go, that's it. That heart go, that's it. And a lot of people don't understand that. A woman could be thinking of leaving you in your mind and you'll never know it. Then that heart go and that be it. And a lot of men don't understand that. But when you get that heart to go, that's it. When they don't give a damn, it's a wrap. They don't give a damn, that's bad. Yes, that's the movie Fences. Yes, Deborah. You said I want to see 2 trains running and about to broke my neck running, not to fall asleep. Oh, she said not to fall asleep. Oh, God. You know what, guys? There's a lot of stuff. I have to pry myself away from YouTube now because YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, it'll have you gone. So I'm trying now to watch movies and trying to take myself away from social media when I get off my lives, I'm really trying to take myself off because it'd be so much stuff going on, guys. And I've been watching Sisters. I'm going to watch the Black Hamptons when I get off of here. The Lady in the Yard, that's on Peacock. I'm going to watch that, hopefully. Because if you just keep watching social media all day and all night, I don't know, it does something to your mind. I have to kind of try to take myself off of it, away from it. Because what I do is I find myself watching YouTube and Instagram and TikTok more than I watch movies, and that's not good. So I got to try to limit myself to certain stuff. It'd be too much. It would be way, way too much. So you got to, take yourself away from social media for a little bit. Because it's some real good movies that are on right now. It's some real good movies. I have not watched the Tyler Perry movie, the Madea movie. I haven't watched that yet. So I have to watch that. And like I said, The Lady in the Yard, I haven't watched that yet. And it's another one. 40 Acres. I think, 40 Acres. I haven't watched that yet. So I have to watch those too. So I'm trying to, when I'm not on live with y'all, I try to maybe get on YouTube for a minute and see what's going on, and then I take myself off. I think everybody it's a good idea to kind of take yourself away from social media for a little while, and it's always good to even read a book and try to, drown out social media, drown it out some, because sometimes it'd be a little overwhelming. So I'm trying to step back away from it for a minute. Let me know if y'all do that. Try to take yourself out of social media. I did not watch that yet, Sonia. The Heart and Hustle. I have not watched that. Let me know if y'all watched that tonight. I know I got to go back and watch it because I'm going to be reviewing it, so I have to go back and watch it. So I know I have to do that. Okay, so I do want to talk about. So now, guys, y'all know we have our analytics, so we can look at stuff. So I look at like people who do a lot of comments and things like that. So Soundcheck Annette, she is my top commenter. She has left me 51 comments. So shout out to Soundcheck. She is our top commenter. She has did 51 comments. And then let's see what else. My Sweet has left 45 comments. And who else? And Leslie has left 35. So shout out to Soundcheck, My Sweet, and Leslie. They've left the most comments. Soundcheck with 51, Leslie W with 35, and My Sweet with 45. So shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for leaving your comments. I very much appreciate it. So don't think I don't answer comments or look at people, look at who leaves the most comments, because I do. So shout out to them. They're our top 3 commenters so far. Let's see. So thank you guys. You said it comes on tonight after Huntsville. Oh, okay. Well, y'all know I don't watch Huntsville. Y'all know that. But people said they're not gonna watch it. As I've been on these YouTube streets, people said they ain't watching it. They said it's terrible. So I think Hard and Hustle is going to take the #1 spot. Because it looks really good. So like I said, I haven't watched it, but I probably watch it tomorrow because I want to watch me some movies tonight. So I'll probably watch it tomorrow. You said the Madea movie was trash, Deborah? Oh, wow. Okay. All right, guys, let's move along here. Let me get into this other thing. Now, we thought that Trump is bad, but Andrew Jackson was bad too, guys. It's like from the stuff that I've been reading about him, he was the same as Trump. It's just in a different year, just different times. So let's talk about that for a minute. He was the same. He got his funky picture on the $20 bill. But he was the same, guys. He was the same.
Seen anything like Trump before. That he's some wild, brand new threat, but the truth is, we've actually seen this exact playbook. One of the first to run it was Andrew Jackson. That's right, the man they put on the $20 bill. Jackson wasn't some heroic frontier president. He was a man who built his power by promising to burn the system down for his people. He ran as the outsider, as the man who would fight the so-called corrupt elite. He called himself the champion of the common man, but what he really meant was the white settler, the land hungry, the ones who wanted native land without the people on it. And he delivered. He signed the Indian Removal Act. He forced entire nations from their homes, ignoring the Supreme Court when they told him to stop. He looked at the law and basically said, I don't care, because his base wanted blood, they wanted land. So he gave them genocide. The Trail of Tears wasn't just a tragedy, it was a policy. It was a promise kept. Now we look at Trump. He wasn't some folksy frontier man, but he sold the same lie, that he was the outsider that would fight the establishment, that he alone could fix it. He didn't promise land, he promised to give people their country back, to shut out immigrants, to silence protesters, to punish anyone who threatened the idea of an America that centered them. He doesn't care about the law. He calls judges biased and corrupt if they rule against him, fires anyone who tells the truth, spreads conspiracy to stay in power. Remember when he lost? He tried to overturn it. He sent people to the Capitol to stop the count. He wanted to hold power no matter what the vote said. Both of them sold the same deal. I'll fight for you. I'll break the rules for you. But you have to give me everything. Your loyalty, your silence, your complicity. They didn't just want to lead. They wanted to own it. They wanted to be above it all. So no, Trump isn't some new American invention. He's a part of tradition that this country pretends not to see. A tradition of men who promise to speak for the people while crushing anyone who gets in their way. Who twist democracy into a weapon. Who uses hate to hold power. Jackson showed how it could be done. Trump just proved that we still haven't learned. If you really want to know America, stop looking at the myth. Look at the pattern, because it's right there in front of us. And it always has been. I want you to think about this, because we pretend like we've never seen anything like Trump before. That he's some wild, brand new threat. But the truth is, we've actually seen this exact playbook. One of the first to run it was Andrew Jackson. That's right, the man they put on the $20 bill. Jackson wasn't some heroic frontier president. He was a man who built his power by promising to burn the system down for his people. He ran as the outsider, as the man who would fight the so-called corrupt elite. He called himself the champion of the common man, but what he really meant was the white settler, the land hungry, the ones who wanted native land without the people on it. And he delivered. He signed the Indian Removal Act. He forced entire nations from their homes, ignoring the Supreme Court when they told him to stop. He looked at the law and basically said, I don't care, because his base wanted blood, they wanted land. So he gave them genocide. The Trail of Tears wasn't just a tragedy, it was a policy. It was a promise kept. Now we look at Trump. He wasn't some folksy frontier man, but he sold the same lie, that he was the outsider that would fight the establishment, that he alone could fix it. He didn't promise land, he promised to give people their country back, to shut out immigrants, to silence protesters, to punish anyone who threatened the idea of an America that centered them. He doesn't care about the law. He calls judges biased and corrupt if they rule against him, fires anyone who tells the truth, spreads conspiracy to stay in power. Remember when he lost? He tried to overturn it. He sent people to the Capitol to stop the count. He wanted to hold power no matter what the vote said. But both of them sold the same deal. I'll fight for you. I'll break the rules for you. But you have to give me everything. Your loyalty, your silence, your complicity. They didn't just want to lead. They wanted to own it. They wanted to be above it all. So no, Trump isn't some new American.
All right, guys, sorry. So what do y'all think about this? So, like I said, Trump is not doing stuff out of the ordinary. This has been done before. So, when I say everything that's coming about has already been repeated, everything always repeats itself. Like the clothes people are wearing now, the shoes, everything. We've already done that before. It's just a repeat. The tennis skirts. I wore those when I was in my 20s. So now they're back again. So everything is always a repeat. So the stuff that Trump is doing, we already had a president who did all of this. Ignore what the court said. Fire people if they didn't say what he wanted them to say. So this has been done before with Jackson. So all this is just a repeat. Everything that we see now is just repeating itself. That's all. And a lot of stuff that's coming about this year with, they said all the truths will be revealed. A lot of stuff like this has to happen. It has to happen. And that's what's going on now. Stuff that was in the dark comes to light. Okay? So, the stuff that Trump is doing, ignoring the judges, ignoring the courts, ignoring the people. We had a president that did that before, and it was Jackson. We just, we wasn't taught that, or we forgot about it, or, we wasn't checking for it. But it has been done before. It's always about giving their land back. It's not their land. And some people I talked to y'all about before this even was making a big splash on a YouTube about people are now building clear. They up there in Arkansas where they are building towns where there's only clear people in it. They don't want to be associated with no other races. They are building houses up there and everything where they just want to be left alone. But I don't have a problem with that, y'all. People are making a big deal because they're building a town where there's nothing but clear people at. It looks like it's a cult to me. When the news people went up there in Arkansas, it's up in the mountains. It looks like a cult. Y'all know the cults with y'all remember Johnstown and all that. So this is what they looking like that they're doing up there in that town in Arkansas, where it says whites only. They're saying that they don't want to have any neighbors. They only want the whites. And that's okay. I don't have no problem with that. If they want to live up there in the mountains and do what they want to do, go right ahead. The women got, I told y'all, little house on the prairie had some. They want to multiply and have kids. They think that they're being replaced. They think that the white people are not producing enough kids. So I guess with their town up there, they're going to be producing, getting pregnant and stuff. So the women are not going to work and the men are going to do all the work. If y'all haven't seen it, it's floating around on YouTube. I did put it on my channel. We talked about it. But it's getting more and more traction in the news now. So if that's what y'all want to do, be my guest. I don't know why people have a problem with them doing that. Well, they said Trump gonna bring back segregation. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it. It's not a problem if they want to be just left alone. That's fine. If y'all gonna leave us alone, that's fine. Then it'll be fine. Just saying, y'all. Let me know in the chat if y'all got a problem. Let me know in the chat if y'all got a problem with segregation. If people don't want you in their restaurants, if people don't want you in the restaurants, they don't want you to live by them. If they want to go up there in the mountains and build a town for just them, let me know. I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather know. I'd rather know than not to know. So I'd rather know than not to know. Also, I know y'all been seeing what's going on with the trucker. The trucker went to dump off mulch, and those men came up to him, calling him boy and all type of names, telling him to get back in his truck. And then tried to lie and say that he stole one of their phones. Then he found the phone. Then they took a big rig thing and turned over the man's truck and everything. It was a mess. It was a mess. And when people think that there is not sundown towns, there are still sundown towns. If you go and look up sundown towns and where they at, they will tell you where they at. You can do Chat GPT. You can Google it. And they should have something for truckers who are going down there in the South with not towns not to go through for their safety. I don't know why people think this is a game. It's not a game. It's not a game. If people think that we don't still have racism, I don't know what y'all looking at. It's still here. And then the sundown towns are not going nowhere. Y'all city up there in Arkansas, up there in the mountains, they make it more of them. They don't want you up there. Just saying. What are you saying? That's what I said. Deborah, I don't care. A lot of people got a problem with it. I don't blame you. I have no tolerance no more. I think the older you get, your patience is short. I don't have it, y'all. I don't have it. My patience is so short. I don't have time for bull crap. I don't have it, y'all. I don't have no problem with eating by myself, going to the movies by myself, to the park by myself. I have no problem with doing nothing by myself, y'all. I'm not going to beg for no friends. I'm not going to do none of that. And then, guys, this I want to talk to y'all about. Do y'all think, I don't understand why people think that if you don't have a man or a husband that you're unhappy. How is that? A lot of people think if you don't have a man or a husband that you're unhappy, or if they get into it with you, oh, you unhappy, or that's why you ain't got no man. Have that ever crossed people's mind is that people are at peace because they don't got no man or no husband? They did a study on this that people that who don't got no husband or no man, they live longer. They're not stressed out. They did a study on it. So and then a lot of other men will say that to like women, they woman or wife who got a friend and she ain't got no man, and if something happened, I don't know why you hanging around with her. That's why she ain't got no man or no man or no husband. Sir, have it ever crossed your mind that she probably don't want one, sir? Think about that. She probably don't want one. She probably don't want one. Doesn't that mean something wrong with her because she ain't got no man or no husband? She just ain't tolerating and putting up with nobody bullshit. That's all. You're not gonna put up with nobody bullshit. There's still a green book available for truckers. I've never heard of that before, Deborah. You said a green book? Because the truckers, well, we have a lot of young truck drivers and stuff that don't know. I tell my kids this, my sons, about sundown towns. Because they like to do, road trips and stuff. So I tell them, sundown towns, you don't want to be caught after dark there. Sun goes down, you better be hauling ass out that town, son. I'm gonna have to look that up, Deborah. Or if you could put that in a chat with the green book, and that do they have all the sundown towns in that green book? Let me know, Deborah, in the chat. Okay, guys, moving on. Moving on, guys. Remember I told y'all that we did have a black president before. This man was darker than Barack Obama. But again, they hide shit from us. They hide shit. So, give me just a second. Remember I told you I'm going to start putting history into our commentary? I'm going to start putting history in here because we need to know. I will talk about that one in a minute. But we need to know what what's going on, guys. We need to know. And a lot of people are starting to turn on MAGA and Trump. A lot of people are starting to turn on them. But for how long? And another thing, guys, you know what? I need, and I'm gonna put this on myself too. We need to start doing a lot of research on people before we vote for them. We need to do research on people, guys. Something I found out about Hillary Clinton that I did not know. Just by going on these sites and researching stuff, I found out something about her. I like the Clintons now. I do. I do like the Clintons, but I did not know that this lady that she praised, that had a problem with black people. I did not know that. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more research in regards to that. I'm going to have to do more research into these into the next presidents. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research. So I'm going to have to do more research. Yeah, I know I like Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. But some of the stuff that I didn't know about her that I should have did my research. And we have to get out of this habit of we gonna vote for people just because they black. No. I'm gonna admit that I do that. But we have to get out of that habit and vote for people who are gonna be best for us. So I admit that, guys. I admit that. I do. But we got to get out that habit. Hello, TNTG Mom. So Like I said, I done got really deep into these history channels.
Hanson was actually America's first black president, not George Washington. This Maryland leader served as president under the Articles of Confederation in 1781, 8 full years before Washington even took office. The Continental Congress officially called him President of the United States and Congress assembled, but somehow his story got completely erased from history books and currency. Makes you wonder what other presidents we've forgotten about. John Hanson was actually America's first black president, not George Washington. This Maryland leader served as president under the Articles of Confederation in 1781, 8 full years before Washington even took office. The Continental Congress officially called him President of the United States and Congress assembled, but somehow his story got completely erased from history books and currency. Makes you wonder what other presidents we've forgotten about. John Hanson was actually America's first.
See, that's what I say. We be forgetting about stuff, and you know, and we don't be knowing. And it's not that, you know, we didn't get taught a lot of stuff in school. And that's true. But that's not no excuse for me not to do my research. And that's what I told you. I'm starting to walk away from a lot of like YouTubers, like just being on YouTube a lot. I want to like get more into our history and stuff and learn different stuff. So I start, you know, looking for history, like Black history channels and stuff like that. I'm starting to get into, and that's why I say I'm gonna start implementing that into my lives, because, you know, maybe y'all didn't know about some stuff. Another prime example of stuff I be trying to figure out is that why do they always want to whitewash stuff with us? Why, you know, if it's something about Black people, it got to be whitewashed. Oh, that's not Black people. So I be trying to understand, why do y'all think Black people didn't live thousands and thousands years ago? Why do y'all think that? Why do y'all only want to think it's just white people or Asian people that lived a long time ago? Why do y'all really think in your head that there were not Black people? Why? I don't understand it. Y'all know we have distinguished noses, and you can tell a Black person really by their nose and things like that. And then they'll say, no, that statue is not of a Black person. It was from years ago. It turned that color. So all these other statues that are like a beige color or a cream color, why the statue of Black people, why didn't it turn that color? They make up these weird stories. They make up these weird stories. Now, this one, I'm going to show y'all one more here that just blew my mind when they were saying, oh, no, those are not Black people. Those are Asian people. Just look at this.
Blackheads were first found in 1862. The Mexican, the European. Look,
y'all don't think that's a Black person. Look at this Black person, right? And look at this statue. That does not look like a Caucasian or whoever, another race. That look at the lips, look at the nose. How is that not a Black person, y'all? Look, this is a Black person, right? And then this is a statue of a Black person. How do you say that this is not a statue of a Black person? I don't get this. What other race looks like this? I'm trying to figure that out. What other race looks like this?
And the American archaeologists said, well, these just happened to be slaves who were blown overseas, and they made statues of them. But yet the local people there, the native people, refer to those as Black kings, sometimes as African kings. Also, if you have a slave, you're not going to create this huge, magnificent monument to someone that's the lowest part of society. You only create giant monuments to your most important people in society. On top of that, all of these great heads that were found were not just laying out in the open. They had been ritually buried with reverence, which means that they probably were great monuments at one time, and that there was a period of mourning, and then they were ritually buried, so that you interred the greatness of this person. To give you an idea how magnificent these stone heads are, I should mention one thing before I forget too. The archaeologists say, oh no, they don't represent black Americans or black Africans at all. They represent a kind of Indians, but they resemble, as you'll see in the slides here tonight, nothing resembling Native American Indians. On top of that, they are all crafted out of black basalt. And that, in other words, the basalt was chosen specifically to represent a black person, someone with black skin. Now, when these great black heads were first found in 1862, the Mexican, the European, and the American archaeologists said, well, these were just happened to be slaves who were blown overseas and they made statues of them. But yet the local people there, the native people, referred to those as black kings, sometimes as African kings. Also, if you have a slave, you're not going to create this huge, magnificent monument to someone that's the lowest part of society. You only create giant monuments to your most important people.
So that's what I was saying. Why do they do that to us? Why don't they ever want black people to have anything? Why everything? Nope, that wasn't a black person. There were no black kings, no black queens. There was never no black kings or queens. There was always white kings and queens. There never was black kings or queens. I don't understand that. I do not understand why they do this. They do it all the time. All the time. So if y'all, just sometimes if you're not doing nothing, just look up Black history and stuff. It's, and sometimes it's good to get off of the internet and, well, not necessarily internet, but look up like Black history and stuff. Learn your history and stuff. It's good to do that sometimes. It's really, really good to do that. Okay, guys, moving on. We're going to move on to Cardi B and Ra Ali. What I don't understand about these two grown women, they both are married, they got kids. Whatever beef y'all had back from 5 or 10 years ago, why is it still now? Why are y'all shooting speakers at each other? Y'all fighting in Paris. In Paris, they already think that we are ghetto and ratchet. So, and I don't want to say Ra Ali, because Ra Ali, something was going on with her medically. She was in a wheelchair. But she said she knew as soon as she seen Cardi, she ain't forgot that her and Cardi had rumblings. She ain't forgot that. So even though she was in a wheelchair, she said she knew she had to stand up. Because they know Cardi. Cardi ain't gonna let it go. So she said Cardi must have forgot who she was or whatever. But once she did figure it out, she said something to her security. And next thing you know, Cardi over there shooting speakers at this woman. Cardi, I understand that she did something to you with that Nicki Minaj fight or whatever y'all had. That was years ago. Okay? But Cardi can't let it go. Yes, Cardi had a lump on her head. Y'all remember that. So I guess it was Nicki Minaj, Ra Ali, I guess trying to jump on Cardi. Because y'all remember Cardi had that lump on her head. Cardi trying to say Ra Ali is the one that hit her with the shoe on her head. So when she figured out who Ra Ali was, she started shooting the little speakers at her. I guess she was trying to get her a lump too. From what she did to her years ago. But y'all done had kids, y'all married and stuff like that. Me personally, I would have let it go. Y'all want to get in Paris and start a fight with each other, they could have took y'all to jail. They don't care who you are. You starting a disturbance in a country. And that's a bad place to get into a fight in a different country because their rules are not the same as the United States. Their jails and stuff are different than the United States. The stuff that we put up with over here in the United States, they don't put up with it in different countries. I don't know what's wrong with Cardi. Some people say that Cardi is pregnant because y'all know when Cardi started wearing big clothes and stuff, they say she's pregnant. Who could she be pregnant by? I know she didn't go get pregnant by Stefan Diggs. Stefan Diggs already got 2 or 3 kids on the way. I know she didn't add herself to the fucking list. You already got a 1-year-old. And some people say that allegedly Cardi is going broke, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I do not believe that Cardi is going broke. I don't believe it. But some people say that she's going broke because y'all know that Offset don't help her. Y'all know that. So now all of a sudden Cardi is going broke. But I don't believe that, that she's going broke, but hey, what do I know? So I just wish that, we as women, we get kids and stuff. We need to act our age. There was no need for her to start shooting speakers and things at Ra Ali in Paris. There was no need for that in my book. But people do what they want to do. Cardi is going through a lot of stuff, y'all. The one record Outside, I love the record. But they're trying to say people not playing it. That's a lie. I hear it all the time on my radio station. I hear it all the time. But this is what they're saying. I'm just trying to figure it out. Y'all let me know. If you got into a fight years ago with somebody and you saw them at the airport, would you be trying to fight? Would you be trying to fight right now? Let me know what y'all be trying to fight right now. Me personally, no. But that's just me. I want to know what y'all think in the chat. I just don't have time for it, guys. I don't. I don't have time for stupid shit like that. I don't. But people need to move on. But I think that Cardi B is, how can I put it? I'm trying to think of a nice way to put it. She's still, even though she's ratchet, she's she still have that ratchetness in her. It's not going nowhere, guys. It's not going. It's not going nowhere. But I would at least think that she would grow up. Would grow up. That's what I'm thinking. They would grow up, y'all. So what do y'all think? Would y'all, if that happened to y'all years ago, would y'all still be trying to fight now? Let me know if y'all would still be trying to fight. I just want to know y'all honest opinion. Would y'all still be running around here trying to fight for things that happened years ago? Or would you let it go? Yeah, let me know. Would y'all still be trying to fight? You said you have one green book? Okay. Where can we get those books at, Deborah? Deborah, where can I get that book? A book at? You said you hope the right people are turning on him, Sonia. Okay. And then Deborah said yes. It tells you the towns not to stop in. Okay. Deborah, I need that book. Can you either DM me or put it in the chat or a link to where you got yours at? I need that. Thank you so much, Deborah. Okay, TNT Gmon says she wouldn't waste her time. Okay. Okay. And y'all too, I'm backtracking a little bit. We all need to know the sundown time. Sundown towns. We need to know that. And we need to know that for ourselves, for our kids, and things like that. Because people think this is a myth for some reason. This is not no myth. We need to know where we can get that green book at, Deborah. And if you could put it in the chat, so I can pin it, so I can even get myself one. Okay, guys, moving on. We're gonna move on. Do you think that clear people and Black people get the same kind of treatment as far as being a HOE? Now, white women are glorified for the same thing Black women are called 304s for. True or false? True or false, y'all? White women are glorified for the same things Black women are called 304s for. Is that true or false? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Now, we all know allegedly that Kim Kardashian was a 304, but they glorify her. But then when a Black woman does it, we get called 304s. So let's just talk about it.
They were the first girls that you cared who they were dating. Like Reggie Bush was a Heisman Trophy winner. And it was like, who cares about her if you watch football? But if you was a girl, you was like, oh, that's the guy my man watches, and that's her man. They created that. They created the hoe is life. And if you in LA and if you in circles that I'm pretty sure you and I, and you know the legends of them and how they play, right? But they became billionaires. When Black girls become hoes, we make fun of them. We got to stop
I think it's
disrespecting our people.
also the way you carry yourself. That's the thing. The thing about it is you very rarely will see women that look like that articulating themselves poorly. They'll just either be super quiet, right? Or they'll move a certain way, but they're not twerking and saying, "Get me a Birkin, better butt." Like it's the delivery of. Think about this. Lori Harvey, with all due respect, has done a phenomenal job of living her life and doing it sexy, effortlessly. And because she's dated multiple men, she has this stigma a little bit, but because she keeps her mouth quiet,
right,
we still glorify her.
The whole portal was opened by the Kardashians because they were the first girls that you cared who they were dating. Like Reggie Bush was a Heisman Trophy winner. And it was like, who cares about her if you watch football? But if you was a girl, you was like, oh, that's the guy my man watches, and that's her man. They created that. They created the hoe is life. And if you in LA and if you in circles that I'm pretty sure you and I, and you know the legends of them and how they play, right? But they became billionaires. When Black girls become hoes, we make fun of them. We got to stop disrespecting our people.
Also the way you carry yourself. That's right. That's the thing. The thing about it is you very rarely will see women that look like that articulating themselves poorly. They'll just either be super quiet, right? Or they'll move a certain way, but they're not twerking and saying, "Get me a Birkin, better butt." Like it's the delivery of. think about this. Lori Harvey, with all due respect, has done a phenomenal job of living her life and doing it sexy, effortlessly. And because she's dated multiple men, she has this stigma a little bit, but because she keeps her mouth quiet, we still glorify her.
I cannot understand that. Now, do y'all agree with them? Yes or no? Because we got the sexy reds, the Suki Hanas, them talk about bottom or Birkin, and I never understood this. Women out here, even women that are not famous, not rappers or anything, they are talking about they want men to do this and that for them, you know, twerking and all this and that. It's the deliverance, how you articulate yourself, and how you carry yourself. So if you're a woman walking down the street half naked, or you get in the club or wherever you at, twerking all the time, talking reckless with your mouth, saying nasty stuff out your mouth, how are you going to attract a nice man? Everybody wants a good man, right? But she's right. Lori Harvey has dated numerous of men, numerous. But she's not out here twerking. She's not out here saying what she wants. She's not out here on the stroll. She's quiet. And we know Lori Harvey allegedly has dated a lot of men. But men still want her, right? She don't act ratchet like we got Sexy Red. We got the Suki Hanas. And all these other women's out here half naked, things like that. So if you dress classy, you have, one thing I learned is that you have to dress for the type of men you want. You can't be out here all dressing with your bottoms hanging out, your breasts hanging out, and all this and that. You can dress sexy and classy at the same time, but you don't have to with your choice of words, your mouth, and things like that. I told y'all it was one lady that was walking around with a bathing suit on. One woman was walking around with a robe, what it a LV robe with nothing under it. So who do you think you're gonna attract? And then when men start saying stuff to you, you get mad. But look how you're dressed. So you dress the type of man that you want to attract to you. Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat if that makes sense to you guys. So, you got to take responsibility for yourself. Do I like tennis skirts? Yeah, but I don't have the ones that's too little for me that you can see all up my skirt. And the ones that I do wear have shorts under. But you do have women that wear tennis skirts and those balloon skirts and don't have nothing under them. And women are wearing some of them don't wear underwear under them, and you can see nothing but butt. Now, what nice man gonna want to date you with that? Just saying. And a lot of things that are going on now, guys, if you meet somebody and you're going on a date with them, should the man be paying for your babysitter, or should the man be paying for DoorDash for your kids because he's taking you on a date? Or if you go to a restaurant and y'all getting ready to go, and the woman said, "Well, hey, I need to order food for my kids," should the man be obligated to pay for takeout for your kids? Should he be obligated to pay for DoorDash for your kids? Just saying. Me personally, no, I don't think that nobody is responsible for paying for my kids' food or anything like that. If I'm going on a date or whatever to get to know somebody, that's fine. I'm going to make sure my situation with my daycare and all that's situated before I go out on a date. And then I'm not going to go on a date. Then, I have, because 9 times out of 10, when I go out to the restaurant, I'm going to be taking food home. I don't eat all my food. But hey, I'm going to say, well, I need to order 4 or 5 dinners for my kids. and expect him to pay for it, that's going to be handled before I even go on a date. But women nowadays are asking men to either pay for DoorDash for their kids, or they're ordering 3, 4, or 5 dinners for their kids. And they want the man to pay for it. Then when a man say no, they're calling the man broke and everything else. I don't think a man is obligated to pay for your kids' food. And a lot of women, I don't know what's going on, where they're going on dates and they're just looking for a meal. They're just looking for a meal, y'all. A lot of women go out with no money because they say men gonna buy them drinks. I don't know. I've never done that before. Because I can buy my own drinks. I'll take myself out to eat. And I'll go to the expensive restaurant and I'm gonna eat what I want to eat. I don't know. I'm just not that type of a woman where, oh, I'm gonna go to Nobi, what they call Nobi's? Noble, y'all know what I'm talking about, that expensive restaurant. Nobi's. We know Jennifer likes to go there. It's an expensive restaurant. But I'm in my era of my life is, if I want to go to an expensive restaurant, I can take myself there. I don't need to wait for no man to take me there. Ruth Chris. What's some other restaurants? So I don't do that. But there's a lot of women there. They'll go on a date, so they want to go to this restaurant and order all type of food that they wouldn't order for themselves, but they want the man to pay for it. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. Believe me, anywhere I go, I can pay for the food. And better yet, I can take myself there. I don't need to go on a date to go there. I can take myself there. Just saying. Okay, Deb, you said the Southern Poverty Law Center. Okay, let me write that down. Y'all know I be really into this kind of stuff. And it brings me to my son. Y'all know I just had a grandbaby. And my son, my grandbaby is tearing him up. He act like he barely can make it. He act like he's sleep deprived. And I want that for my son. I want my son to be a hands-on father where he's helped. I don't want it to be the shit that Ashanti got going on with Nelly. He sleep while Ashanti's up feeding the baby and changing. No, he gets up. The baby got to get fed every 3 hours. They're taking turns. She get up one time. He get up the next time. He changed one time. She changed the next time. You know, he's the first time dad too. Well, he's the first time dad, and they're taking turns. He says he wants to be a hand-on dad, and I made sure me and him had the discussion. You ain't gonna be one of them damn dads that don't know what the hell going on. And I made sure we talked about it. He went to every doctor's appointment, because the doctor could come in there talking to you about the baby, you and the mother, and they asking you, they asking you stuff. The dad don't know nothing because he ain't been to none of the appointments. I never want my sons to be like that. So when the doctor is asking the wife or their girlfriend something, he know what's going on, because there's a lot of dads that don't know the baby's doctor, don't know the last time the baby had a shot. The doctor coming there talking to them. The mama know what's going on, but the dad doesn't. So my son has been there every step of the way. So when they talking to her, they talking to him, because he know what the heck going on. The baby got to go to the doctor. She going to the doctor. He going with. So he know what's going on. Because you got a lot of Nellies out here. Oh, I didn't know the baby was crying. And I feel bad for Ashanti, her first child, that she's getting up all times in the night, changing the baby, feeding the baby. Nelly laying over to sleep. And that's why I say sometimes, guys, reality shows are not the good way to go, because they paint a different light that we don't see behind closed doors. And now people are dragging Nelly on the internet in Ashanti. But they wanted to put their life out there, and now they're getting drugged. Like I said, Nelly is a granddad. He has 3 or 4 kids. Plus, Nelly has a 4-year-old son that we don't never see, but he has another son that's 4 years old. Sometimes people got to learn their lesson about stuff, a lot of stuff. I had my first son. I had my first son out of wedlock. I'm not gonna lie to y'all about that. But baby, you best believe the next time I popped out another baby, I was on my way to get married. And he only had one child. I had one child. He had one child. There's no way I was gonna have another baby with somebody who didn't have no job, who didn't know nothing about kids or nothing. You get a pass with one, but you better but best believe I was on my shit the next time. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But that goes to say that we all, have things we gotta learn. There's no handbook to how to be a parent. There's no handbook to relationship. You just learn along the way. And that's what you got to do. Learn along the way. And don't get me wrong, Ashanti and Nelly make a great couple, guys. But I watched some clips and some of the show, and I feel bad for her. She said that she gets up all time of the night and Nelly be there asleep. She gets up, feed and change the baby. Nelly don't even know what the hell going on. And she looks sad. That's just my observation, but she's in love with Nelly, so you go for what you know, girl. Go for what you know. But everybody got to learn, guys. We all got to learn. We all have made mistakes in our life, so we all just have to go through it. A learning curve. So I wish them nothing but the best. I wanted to talk about one more thing. Okay, guys, would you guys go to a Rashida concert? If you got tickets to a Rashida concert, or if Rashida is putting on a concert, guys, y'all know who Rashida is. Don't be in these chats hiding. Would you go to a Rashida concert? Put it in the chat. Yes or no? Rashida. Y'all know who Rashida is? Would y'all go to a concert to see Rashida? Let me know in the chat if you guys would go to a concert and see Rashida. Let me know in the chat, guys, if y'all would go see Rashida in concert. Now, I only know 2 songs of Rashida because y'all know what happened. Kirk didn't let her get, he didn't let her get off the ground. I think she could have been a really good rapper, but he never let her went there. Now, would you guys go to a Rashida concert? Yes or no? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Come on, guys. I know y'all not sleeping in the chat. Would you guys go to a Rashida concert? Now, they're making a joke about it online. Let me know in the chat if you guys would go to a Rashida concert.
Do you want to go to the Rashida concert with me?
Rashida? Bitch, no. Rashida? Kurt's Rashida?
Yes.
What kind of music does this bitch even make?
I only know 2 songs of Rashida. Marry Me and Bubblegum or something. That's all I know.
Okay. You want to go to this concert with me?
Yeah, who concert?
Rashida.
No, bitch. No. Did you buy tickets to that? Were they free? What you want?
Tria.
Kirk Rashida?
Huh?
Kirk Rashida?
Yeah, it was only $250.
Like 2 wedding $250. But Get your call the bank.
Oh, I was saying you wanted to call me to the Rashida concert.
Bitch, who?
Rashida.
Rashida who? Because you ain't talking about Fat Frost.
Yes, who else I'm talking about?
A bitch, please.
You want to go with me to this Rashida concert for my birthday?
Who?
She did.
Put him on and make him want to marry me? Girl, fuck no. What the?
I got some concert tickets. You want to go with me?
Concert tickets to who?
To Rashida?
Who the hell is Rashida?
Rashida. You know, from Love and Hip Hop.
Girl, you better not have no damn concert tickets to no damn Rashida.
I do. You don't want to go see Rashida?
Why do you have concert tickets to Rashida that's me out of all people?
Hello? Hey, what's up? I just got I got tickets for a concert. You want to go?
What concert?
To see Rashida?
It's Rashida, Love and Hip Hop Rashida?
Yes. Do you want to go?
That's great.
Hey, I forgot to ask you earlier. I was just calling to see if you wanted to come to the Rashida concert with me.
Rashida, girl? Like, Rashida from Love and Hip Hop?
Uh-huh.
What's she having?
What?
She having a concert?
Yeah. She has State Farm.
With who, bitch?
Hey, yo, check this out. We're gonna run this thing.
Now, you know, that's a shame. Some people don't know who she is. Some people saying hell to the no. Would you go to a Rashida concert? Sonya, you said no? Nobody would want to go see Rashida in concert? Deborah, you, TNTG, no? Nobody? Nobody would want to see Rashida in concert. Oh, my God. Oh, this is sad. No? Rashida got some hits, guys. No, Rashida don't have any hits. What happened to girl power? Women, what happened to women power? Nobody would want to see Rashida in concert. Come on, guys. What happened to Black women power? Nobody wants to see Rashida in concert. Y'all would support her as Black women? Nobody? Oh, come on, guys. Nobody would support Rashida. So you mean to tell me if Rashida put on a concert, nobody would support her? You guys wouldn't buy tickets? Oh my goodness. This is bad, guys. Well, Rashida, the people said no. Well, you better stay on Love and Hip Hop, Rashida, because the people are not supporting you. Sonya, you're laughing? Wow. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, guys. Now, yeah, I know I'm a softie. Yeah, I know I'm an Aries. Now I'm going to the Brandy and Monica concert, October 17th here in Wisconsin. I'm going to see that. That's a fact, Jack. Now, Rashida, I would go now. I like to have floor seats. I do. I already got my outfit picked out. I want a white and silver pantsuit, a white pantsuit that I want to go see her in. Um, and I'm trying to find me like a silver like scarf, something sambo or something like that. I'm gonna be clean. But um Rashida. Now I will pay for floor seats. Now the highest I will pay for tickets for anybody is two something. Not going over that. Not going over it. No, I'm not going over it. I'm not going over $200 for a ticket. No, ma'am. Um, yeah, the stars got more money than me, and I'm not paying over $200 some dollars for no ticket. So, Rashida ticket, would I pay? We usually pay like maybe if we want floor seats, $100 and some dollars, something like that. But I could do 60 for Rashida. I could. But if it's going into the hundreds, no, ma'am. I do what I can. I do what I can. I try to support, but no. Gonna be a no. Go over that? No. Like I want to go see Beyonce, but I just couldn't see myself giving Beyonce that type of money. I just couldn't do it. I just could not see myself. Oh, you was laughing at the video, Sonya? Yeah. Yeah. I just couldn't see myself doing it. And then, you go to a concert, you got to get your outfits and stuff like that. Your hair got to get done. Then the tickets, I can't do it. I can't. Now, 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 I can make some exceptions. Now, if I knew that Beyonce with Destiny's Child, I could have probably made some exceptions. I could have probably made some exceptions for Beyonce with Destiny's Child, but she didn't tell us. But I would have made some exceptions for that, guys. For Beyonce with Destiny's Child, I probably could have made some exceptions. I probably could have made some things happen. Now, but no. Mm-mm. Now, if she would have put on that ticket, that Beyonce with Destiny's Child, I probably could have made some things happen. Because I would love to see Beyonce in a concert with Destiny's Child. I do. Probably wouldn't have been the best seats, but I got my phone. I can zoom in. But I would have made some happen. But for Rashida, I can do 60. That's all I can do. I support Black women. I could have did 60, y'all. And that's something. I could have did that. That's all I can do. That's what I would have did. You said $5, Sonya. Oh Lord. That is funny. All right, guys. Y'all know I'll be trying my hardest. I'll be really trying to stay on here for an hour. I cannot do it. I'll be having so much stuff to talk about. I cannot stay on here for an hour. It doesn't work out. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get there, guys, for an hour. I'm gonna try to get there. I just can't. I love talking to you guys. All right, guys. Leave me a comment for what you guys be thinking or whatever. Let me know about what you think about the first Black president. It wasn't Barack. Let me know what y'all think about Andrew Jackson. He's acting like Trump. Let me know about the Rashida tickets, which I'll go see her in concert. All right, guys, we've been here for 2 hours. We've been having drinks in the chat, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming to the chat. If you're not a subscriber, think about becoming a subscriber and make sure that you gave me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, either way. Okay, and like I said, each time I come on live, I'm going to start implementing some type of Black history into our commentary. Okay. And also, I'm going to follow up on that green book as well for the sundown towns, because we all should know where the sundown towns are in case we're on a road trip. and we have to go get gas or anything, we should know where these towns are so we don't have any incidents, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Everyone have a good night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. You said $5. Oh, let me see. Sonia said $5 and I would give my ticket away. I do not want to see Rashida. Okay, Sonia. Okay. All right, guys. Good night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.